Welcome to We Love Deck Builders, the podcast dedicated to empowering deck industry pros to construct a thriving business. Join your host, April Edwards, founder of Deck Builder Marketers, as she brings you a cheat sheet of industry secrets and strategies that promise to boost your deck building business. Whether you're a battle-tested pro or just starting your entrepreneurial journey, this podcast is your arsenal for expert insights and actionable advice. So tune in and let's carve a path to business growth, one insight at a time.
All right, so welcome back to the We Love Deck Builders podcast. This is the DeckExpo Series. We have, I think, 3 more after this. I'm your host, April Edwards, owner and growth strategist at Deck Builder Marketers. We're the #1 growth partner for the industry's top deck builders. And we don't just run campaigns. We really, truly own your success. We help you grow, dominate, and thrive. So today we have Steve Guiffre, Contractor Development Manager at Trex Company. Trex is a leader in the decking industry known for its sustainability and high-quality composite products. I always say it's the Kleenex of composite decking. This is Steve's second time here, so really glad to have him back on the podcast. Today, we're going to talk about the Trex presence at DeckExpo with their new innovations that they're going to be showcasing and how Trex continues to support builders across the industry. Steve, welcome to the show again.
Thank you very much. And it's great to be back. I guess I'm a veteran to some degree, right?
Yeah, for sure. So for folks that don't know you, we got to do a little intro here. So if people aren't familiar, can you tell us about yourself, what you do at Trex, and tell us a little bit more about Trex and really what sets Trex apart?
Absolutely. So like we were saying before, born and raised from upstate New York, I've traveled a bit of the East Coast and done a number of things that have finally brought me here to North Carolina. I've been with Trex since, and it's going to sound weird to say, about the turn of the century, so 2001. I'm going to be celebrating 25 years next June, so really excited and proud to be part of this organization and this industry, to be fair. Trex is a company. We have been around the block a little bit. Our company is actually going to coincidentally be celebrating 30 years as Trex. We had some humble beginnings as part of mobile way back in the early days, the late 80s. Were purchased by 4 executives there and moved to Tampa, Florida briefly to try that out, to get some sun. Didn't end up being too great of a place to disperse product, and looking for waste wood, Florida didn't have a ton of it. So the move to the middle of the East Coast in Winchester, Virginia was ideal because of where roads and transportation coincides. Happens to have a pretty good supply of waste wood within about a 100-mile radius of the city, and it's a very willing workforce around there. So we'll draw from Virginia, West Virginia, possibly Maryland, and some other areas there. But happy where we are, proud to be a Virginia product. And as far as Trex as a company, so you hit it on the head. We are at the forefront of sustainability since day one. Our mission, and Roger Wittenberg and the team's mission, was essentially taking what was considered waste from whether it was post-consumer or post-industrial and putting it in a usable form for, folks out there. They weren't sure as to, what this thing was when it was created. Roger created it. He tried to burn it because he wanted to make a Duraflame log before those existed. It didn't catch and burn very well, about a Class C fire rating at the time. So setting it aside, he went into other things, extremely inventive guy. And he came back, he realized they had lasting properties. And about that time, he met some executives from Mobile that were looking for some things to do with plastics. And they ended up embarking on what today is Trex. And, kind of the rest is history, as they say, right?
I mean, you've been there since, the beginning, just about.
For a long, long time, yeah. We had about 3 colors when I started and a couple of small components for railing. I can tell you the mission and the vision were slightly different, right? I mean, there wasn't much competition, if any, and it's amazing. There were obviously folks that preceded me there, and a lot of them are still here today in manufacturing and R&D. We referenced the conversation we had with the kids growing up and you look and you're like, wow, you've watched some people grow up within the organization. So I've had that pleasure and that blessing to see that and see a lot of our people come from just starting out all the way to being executives and making major decisions within the company. It's cool to call them colleagues and friends.
That's awesome. I know as a business owner, it's one of the best things is to see your team flourish, and people grow individually. And we do a lot here to really support our team's growth. They all have growth plans. Like I said, we belong to the 7-figure agency. And so they have all the coaching and resources that they need to excel. I really love bringing people to events so that they can network and meet other like-minded people and then, and grow themselves. So that's a really beautiful thing. And I love that you've had the opportunity to see that. It's really cool, especially for instance, at my church. I've been going to my church for so long. I've seen the youth turn into pastors and have their own kids and they encourage me. You know what I'm saying? That's really cool to see somebody who is just like this little thing. Yeah. And now it's like, I look up to you.
Yeah. No, to be fair, you hit it on the head. It's all about, and I know you feel this way, when you're working with folks, be at whatever age, encouraging them to take the next step and to kind of be better. Hey, I'm at this level or whatever it is, not egotistically, but I want you to supersede that. I want you to go and pursue your passions. And if it's here or over here, wherever it is. So that's really awesome. That's a cool anecdote.
So have you always been in contractor development?
I haven't. I have been through a couple of different jobs here at Trex. Obviously started out training. From there, spent about a year at the corporate office fulfilling an analyst role. What I did was take a look at a lot of different numbers, trends, help our dealer and Trex Pro network with listings on Trex.com, support the sales force in a number of ways. We used to fax things back and forth. Again, I'm showing my age a little bit. But anyway, help sort a lot of that sort of things out, taking a look at budgets with the vice president of sales, giving some guidance to the regional managers. And again, at those times, the regions were a little bit smaller and, you had 3 as opposed to the 6 I think we have now. From there, I made a move up to northern New Jersey and assumed a territory as a sales associate. The basis of my responsibilities were to help work with the sales rep who, near and dear, Lainey Sleppin, who's with Decks and Docks now. So Lainey and I have known each other.
Decking. You know that, right?
I've known her for quite a long time, and I consider Lainey a friend. So it's always cool to see her. Yeah, she's a riot. We used to hang out. Some of the stories and anecdotes we have from our time together and still do. I interact with her, not as frequently, but certainly do still interact with her. I was up in New Jersey for a couple of years, again, working more directly with installers and kind of helping processes move slow and allowing Lainey and some of the other reps to execute. And then accepted a promotion down to North Carolina where I was the sales rep and then account manager for a good long time, almost 20 years. Still have a lot of friends and acquaintances that I keep in touch with here in North Carolina. I mean, you never lose those, right?
Yep.
And, still call on some of them today for both advice and, market trends. And sometimes we get a chance to goof off and either go golf or grab lunch. Don't tell anybody that. And now I've been doing the contractor development thing for about 3 years. The team is fantastic, headed by Todd Ferris and Rick Zepp. We've got guys throughout the different regions of the U.S. and Canada. Our job is to really support the professional installer, be it somebody that installs our product or is interested in our product at a very one-time thing, all the way to folks that are using, potentially millions of dollars. It doesn't matter. We want to make those interactions nice and smooth. Trex is here for the partnership. Honestly, I learn more from our customers than at any other time. I think it's very similar to your kids. You learn more from your kids sometimes than your peers. And it's simple lessons about life and also, hey, this is what I value. This is what makes sense to me sort of thing. And I do find myself kind of stepping back on a continual basis and saying, this is really where you learn, where feet hit the ground. Right?
Yeah, I think that's a really good segue into the importance of DeckExpo and being in person. But before we do that, I'm going to completely derail this conversation because you've said a couple of things and I'm like, let's talk about that. Let's be real for a minute. So you said earlier, a different century. You mentioned something about a different century and then you said, I'm showing my age. So it is funny because I tell my kids, I'm like, do you know that I was born in the previous century?
Yeah. That's a thing. Yeah.
I love the time that I've grown up in. I grew up with you just had to be home before the street lights came on, and we were just
Yes.
always outside.
Yeah.
And, like we didn't wear seatbelts. Like it wasn't,
Nope.
you know what I'm saying? My mom smoked in the car with the windows rolled up. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like there are things that we went through when we were younger that really toughened us up.
Yes.
And I'm grateful for that. And then it's really cool to be in a position where you knew what life was like before the internet,
Oh,
and
yeah.
cell phones and everything. Did you ever have a pager?
I did not. I was one that fought the trend, and I didn't actually get a cell phone until I moved to New Jersey with Trex.
Yeah.
I knew friends that had them, and I was always, man, he got page. That's so cool. Like, you had that. And my first internship, it's a funny anecdote. I won't go too far into it, but I sold Yellow Page advertising in Ithaca, New York with a team. And we sold to local businesses around the university. So Cornell was there, Ithaca was there, all these colleges. Beautiful part of New York State, by the way, the Finger Lakes. Anyway, we used to have to call in from a payphone. Everybody out there's laughing at me, to get our messages and find out who might have called us and all that sort of thing. So I think what it also taught us, obviously the value of a personal relationship and personal interaction, but also the immediacy of a response is sometimes a well thought out and, a presented response is better than the quick yes or no. I try to resist writing a quick response to an email, whether it be seen as, hey, they got back to me quick, or man, this guy's really angry at me, because you can't read tone, right?
Yeah.
And even sometimes reflecting on a message somebody has left you on your voicemail is the appropriate response. Don't feel the need to necessarily, they need an answer right now, especially if you don't have the answer. Do what you can to find it. Acknowledge the fact that, hey, you called, I got that. I'm working on something, or this is in process. I don't want to leave you hanging, but I don't have a good answer for you, or I don't have the full answer for you, in the mode of respect, right? So, but no, that's again, I find myself reflecting on a lot of this. So apparently it's a really good thing that we met and we have these conversations, because I feel the same way about a lot of this that you do.
That's good. I was going to follow up with something, but we should probably stay on track. Do you know I had a podcast yesterday with Sean Hollingsgrew, and it lasted an hour and 47 minutes.
That's awesome.
We barely talked about Deck Expo at all.
I mean, it's good. It's good to get in conversations and you learn thinking about people, and you want to expound because you want to find out more. That's part of the charm of what it is you do as an interviewer. So take that as a compliment.
Right? Oh, thank you. But yeah, some really good wisdom that you just passed on there. And I'm going to marinate on that and really try to follow that advice, because I think it's really interesting. Like, so when people don't get back to me on something, I feel like I'm not important, or
I know.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of things like that. And it really is important to consider. I'm very rapid fire with my team sometimes, because I just have so many ideas going that I'm just like, and they probably think, like I'm maybe sometimes I don't know. But I think if I could take your wisdom and apply that, it will alleviate anxiety, for people as well, because I think that's really what it's about. Like the world is so busy and we have so much noise, and there's so much like mental strain with the way that we live our lives now, that your wisdom that you just gave about like carefully selecting how you reply to somebody is really important. I appreciate that.
Everybody knows that you're somebody that goes and gets things done. So I think that's part of your personality. But it isn't bad, like you said, to kind of slow down every once in a while.
Yeah. So Bobby said, given all the innovation with composite decking, what are the biggest misconceptions you have to deal with?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Bobby, and thanks for volunteering that. I have to tell you that I've lived a couple of lives in this industry, and specifically outdoor living composite decking. So initially it was the products are low maintenance or no maintenance, right? They use the words specifically no maintenance. And when you say no maintenance, like anything else, any word or phrase, what it means to April Edwards is different than what it means to Steve Guiffre. So your no maintenance might be, you never have to wash me, it cleans itself. versus mine is, oh, okay, I know I got to hose it off or whatever. So I think that message got proliferated out there, correctly or not, by, appropriate people or not, that, the word no maintenance got thrown around. That was kind of combated and addressed, I guess I should say is a better way to put it. Back around 2008, 2009, 2010, when shelled or capped composite products and synthetic products came out, they addressed the fade, the stain, and the scratch parameters that seemed to be dissatisfiers for and installers alike. So that was a very positive thing for the industry. And again, there's different manufacturers that have different iterations of this in terms of the toughness of the shell, the amount that the color is essentially color fast, I guess is the best way to put it, and ease of cleanability depending on depth of pattern and different things of that nature. Certainly the colorant has something to do with that, whether mud stains show up or not, or Virginia red clay is something that's very aggressive in this area of the world. So people are always looking to clean those lighter products off pretty quickly. I would have to say that one that we're currently experiencing, though, is heat mitigation of products and the feeling, right or wrong, right? It's very subjective, that composite decking and synthetic decking products get really warm, especially in the sun, to the touch. And like anything else outside, our frame of reference is how sunny it is. So Phoenix, Arizona gets really very sunny, and you've got to put shade in order to be cool for the majority of the year. Versus a place like Seattle, Washington, maybe that's not as much of the case. I can tell you that one of the things, at least the Trex is doing as a company, is we've instituted a heat mitigating technology to a number of our different products now, at the entry level, at the mid level, and also at the premium level, to where not only is the colorant appropriate, so it's a little bit lighter in tone, the patterns are very non-threatening and not as aggressive in a lot of ways, and it will also, though, reflect a lot more of the sun's heat than it will absorb. And there's an additive within the shell. It's a proprietary additive. And again, different folks in the industry may have instituted this. But we've had a lot of success. Now, on a 120-degree day, if you go out there and you touch it with your hand, likely it'll be warm to your touch, right? Depending on your definition of warm. But I can say that it will save a little bit from what it would be should it not have that technology. And if you're going against kind of the paramount of what it could be, it's usually in most environments, depending on relative humidity, cloud cover, about 35% cooler than darker products in those environments.
Man, I'll say this. I got a couple of things. So John Witt from Q-Tech was on this week. You know John?
I do.
And I told him, he was on, and then I think Brett is who I was talking to. And we were saying, if we could only get composite wood to smell like real wood. That's what you guys should do next.
He actually might be onto something there. I mean, think of stiff stickers, right? I mean, that might be a thing from our, childhood as well, but you scratched them and they smell like strawberry.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that. So
yes.
You might be onto something there. If you can get it to smell like cedar or that's an interesting idea.
Yeah. Bring it to HQ. Make it happen.
Do I want to take credit for this idea? I think I got to give it to them, but that's funny.
It was my idea. I said,
make
the composite decking smell like wood. And then you could also have like candles that smell like different wood. And then have air fresheners in your car that smell like different types of wood.
I mean, nothing says lumber and building products, so you got to smell like it, right?
Right. Yeah. Great. So let's see what else. Let's get back to that segue, which was really, what do you feel a really good takeaway is for people when they go to DeckExpo?
Yeah, great question. What I'll say first and foremost, and again, most of the veterans out there, anybody that's been in the industry, even if a short duration, there's a lot of friends, a lot of colleagues. It's a family. I see people leave one organization, manufacturer, distributor, contractor, whatever it might be, marketing agency, and end up within the industry. It's almost as though when you get in, for better or worse, you can't get out. I say that with a wry smile, but I truly mean it. Again, I consider a vast number of the folks that I work and interact with friends to a large degree. And again, still try to keep in touch and, reach out when I have the opportunity, and they do the same. As far as Deck Expo, it is a decent sized show. So having a plan when you go in there, kind of mapping out what it is that you'd like to achieve. Just with anything that you do on a daily, yearly basis or business plan. What do you want to achieve? Are there folks you want to meet? Somebody you want to broach a conversation with? Map it out from there. And always good if you know somebody at the organization to maybe reach out and try to set up some sort of appointment, or say, hey, I'm going to be by Thursday at 2:00. Is there a chance I could meet, the rep from North Carolina, Steve, or if you may know those individuals. So it's always good to try to request some time from folks if at all possible. And they may say, hey, look, just come on, or hey, look, as a matter of fact, we're throwing an event on that night, or whatever it is. It'd be a perfect fellowship event and a chance for you to get to know Steve and moreover the rest of the team that's here with him. So I would definitely say that. I would say ask the questions, whether they be tough. We want honesty. I mean, at least I know I do, and my organization does. I can't help you with something if I don't know it's a problem for you, and I don't know what size of a problem it is, right? A scope. You could tell me something's an issue for you, and it might be very minor and minute, or this is something, that's really hindering my business from the next level that I'd like to achieve. So I do appreciate those honest and candid conversations, certainly volunteering more information about yourself. Also dig in, put your hands on the tools for any of the demos. We as manufacturers, I know folks at Trex, want to show you the way things work with our fasteners, with our railings, with our decking products. We want to explain the stuff about the sun comfortable technology, which is the heat reflective technology I just referred to. And we want to tell you more about our business. It's awesome too to get to know folks personally. And again, just like our conversation here, the crowd's probably laughing, but I really love dealing with you, April, because, we know each other. We know a lot about each other. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So people, I love you gave really good advice on planning. I think that's really good. And I'll also say, make sure that you look at the speaking sessions too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I'm speaking, so I guess
you got to attend that one.
Yeah, I'll do a little plug here. So I'll be speaking on Wednesday, October 22nd. The first talk is at 11 a.m. Stop chasing leads, create a marketing system that brings clients to you. And then I will be on a panel that Deck Specialist is putting on, and it is winning high-end clients, the art of selling luxury outdoor living. That will be at 2:00. So I'll be a little bit busy that day, but if you have a chance, stop on by.
I love it. No, those are two important sessions. You want to choose the jobs you take, and you do want to sell premium ones for a lot of folks. So yeah, a lot of value there. Yeah. Put that plug in.
I love it. So what about the booth? Like, what can people expect if they stop by? And let me put this banner up on the screen. Booth number 3315. What can they expect?
First of all, a welcoming environment. Please come on over, whether it's myself, whether it's a representative from the contractor team, the sales team, the marketing team, potentially our sales leadership team. We are excited to have you, whether we know you as a friend and partner or haven't yet met. So come with eager enthusiasm. Like I had said before, volunteer some of the things, whether it's opportunities, whether it's pain points that you have. We want to help you through these situations and help you really further your business and get to you and exceed your goals. You're going to have the chance to do some interaction with our products, the new stuff that we've put out there, everything from our new colors of the Select decking and Trex Lineage decking, our Trex Select aluminum railing, our Trex Hideaway fastener family, which is now 120 SKU count strong. So we've got displays and demos for all these products. We're more than happy to share some of the insights that we have as to where technology and innovation is going in the industry, and how we can be key in helping you solve problems for your potential clients and your current customers out there.
Love it. I I think you guys are pretty close to the entrance. I was trying to find the map, but I can't find it right now. You are, right? You're pretty close to the...
think.
Yeah, I think so. And of course, nice big space, so people won't be able to miss you.
I think we have a banner up too, and if we don't, maybe we got to send people out there with fireworks. But no, just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, I told excuse me, Brett Kelly from Moso. I told him, you guys need a panda bear at your booth.
I mean, why not? That seems appropriate.
Let's get creative, right?
People love pandas too. I can tell you, I'm in a dad's daughters group, and the name, we did a drawing with names, different words and stuff. The name they came up with was Wild Climbing Pandas. So again, we've got an affinity for pandas here. Yeah, my other daughter's group was really weird, non-coincidentally, Wild Climbing Tigers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tigers versus pandas. Anyway, apparently this podcast, if you want to talk about pandas, tune in, because this is the second time this week we're talking about pandas. But
I love it.
Yeah, I do. Oh, you want to know another funny story?
What's that?
So we have eucalyptus trees in our backyard.
Oh, cool.
And one of my bucket list items on my list is I want to hold a koala bear one day. Have you ever held a koala bear?
I can't say that I have, and actually that is something that I feel like my daughters and my wife would absolutely melt for.
Yes.
So if you find an experience, my wife has swam with dolphins and all that. Yeah, we did that on our honeymoon down in Aruba. But yeah, never had the opportunity to hold that would be interesting. A panda or a koala too. Yeah. Koalas seem to be, I don't know, for cozy, for whatever that's worth. I don't know how to
even though they have crazy claws.
They do have crazy claws.
Nice, but I just want to pretend. So anyway, I want to find a stuffed koala and I want to put it in one of the eucalyptus trees in my backyard.
People would love that. I can tell you. People would take pictures of that. That would be posted on social media. You would be koala lady.
Have you, I loved hearing about your wife swimming with dolphins, but you didn't do it?
I didn't. It's not that I'm like afraid of them or anything. I figured she would enjoy the experience more. And it was funny because some of the other members of the group, there was about 3 people that were doing it. She was one, and then there was other 2 folks that were on tour from somewhere. And one of the guys was just scared to death of the dolphin, like, because you got a chance to kind of like kiss it on the lips, right? And it would come up and it's, it's squeaking and doing all this. And she got to kiss it on the lips, and we took a picture of it. And the guy was like so scared and standoffish of it. It was a riot, I have to say. I had fun just watching.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Kiss a dolphin, huh?
Yeah.
I would have never thought.
I mean, why not? They seem like nice mammals, right?
Yeah. So I would say hold a koala, hold a baby panda.
That would be just, yeah. I mean, picture like a moving stuffed animal, and I'm sure they're just furry, right? Just
have you ever been to San Diego?
I have. Actually, believe it or not, my oldest brother lives there.
Oh, where at?
He's bounced around a little bit. He's still renting, but he was near Balboa Park, not far from Balboa Park.
Yeah.
Really cool area.
Balboa Park is beautiful, and that's where the World's Fair was held, I think in 1912. Yeah. And so a lot of the stuff that's there was built for the World's Fair. And I think that was a period of kind of like Art Deco. I'm not sure if I'm using that. I took 2 years of art history. I should know this. But it is so beautiful. And fun fact, the reason we have the San Diego Zoo is because there were a lot of animals that were left behind from the World's Fair.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But it is absolutely gorgeous to go down there. And another fun fact, actually I have 2 fun facts. I said this one earlier this week, but there was a lady, and I should get more details. Like I don't have all the details, but there was some lady that planted trees, and I feel like it had to do with the World's Fair. Okay. But she planted a ton of different trees. She got like seeds or something from all over the world. And so when you come here, you'll see we have eucalyptus trees. You know what I'm saying? Like we have all kinds of different trees. And if you've been to La Jolla, that's where Dr. Seuss was from. And
I didn't know that.
So if you look around and you look at the trees, you'll get it when you see, the illustrations and stuff. It's pretty interesting. So
that's wild.
Yeah. So some fun facts. But do you have tell me a bucket list thing that you've done?
That I've done or that I want to do?
Okay. I'm going to challenge you because if you haven't done one yet, we need to get something going here.
I mean, I will say this. I've traveled internationally. I've been blessed more than I think a lot of folks have. I've been to a lot of countries in Europe: Ireland, Scotland, England, Wales, France, Germany, Austria, the Netherlands. Canada, Mexico, Dominican Republic. Some of it was with Trex too, to be fair. I mean, I think travel would be on there. People will say skydiving. They'll say deep sea, going down under the water and snorkeling and scuba diving and stuff. I think some of that, it is certainly, I would value that. There's also the, being underwater, the fear of drowning thing, that sort of thing. But geez, bucket list. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to say I'm losing creativity in my old age. I am.
You have homework.
I do. I'm going to think about that now. You got me unprepared here.
So I'm really excited because this year when I go back down to Miami for one of those coaching intensives, I am going to do 2 bucket list items.
Tell me.
One, I'm gonna scuba dive with sharks.
Oh wow, good for you.
And then 2, you have to sign up in advance, but you can go and see the sea turtles hatch.
Oh, that is really cool. The sea turtle thing too sounds awesome. You've got some good ones.
I'm so excited. And then another thing that I really want to do is swim with the whale sharks.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so you can a trip that I really, really would love to do. So Mexico's right here. Baja's right there.
Yeah.
I've rode dirt bikes down there too.
That's amazing.
Actually, there's another trip coming up I really want to go to, but I messed my knee up on the Vietnam trip. So I go to the doctor and see what I got to do and all that stuff. But surf, scuba dive, fish, and swim with the whale sharks, all in one trip.
Wow. Yeah, you do it right is what I gotta say. Is you do it right, because that sounds phenomenal.
You gotta play.
I know.
You gotta get out and play.
I do maybe to a lesser degree. I mean, climate scaling a mountain like Kilimanjaro is a bit of a stretch, but something like that would be really cool. Elevation, I seem to really like. Not being dropped out of a plane necessarily, but kind of seeing the lay of the land. So.
My palms seriously are sweating just from it's crazy. It happens to me as soon as I think of heights, I get
anxiety.
Oh, so we went on, I've got to post these pictures from this trip. It doesn't even feel real that we went to all these places in Vietnam, but it was the world's longest glass bottom bridge.
Oh no. I don't know if I can handle that. I would have been sweating.
I mean, we weren't that far into the trip, and one of the guys that was, because my husband, he's like
he don't care.
He was just whatever. He was way up there, and one of the guys that was on the trip, I asked him to hold my hand, like a stranger. I'm like, come hold my hand, because it was so scary.
I mean, it is.
Your brain, my brain, just
shut down.
Couldn't figure out how to put one foot in front of the other, because you look down and it's just you feel like you're gonna fall, Yeah,
fear of heights is a real thing. I have to tell you, it's yeah, I get that, especially with the glass bottom. I think I would eventually power through it, but I can't tell you I wouldn't feel the perspiration myself. I would be like, okay, is this one gonna break? Is this one gonna break?
Well, we got a really good question here.
Yeah, we did. I see this.
So from Pamela, hi, Steve. What advice would you give to a growing deck builder looking to transition into selling more high-end luxury outdoor living projects?
Great question. What I can tell you is this. Obviously, there's no one path. Some of that is going to be dependent on markets. And we all have the blessing and the curse of being from, different markets where some are extremely high end, and maybe some are in a lot of ways what people would term a little bit more basic. Again, neither right or wrong sort of thing. I would say this, in your promotions, in your sales, in your interactions with people, I would highlight some of the stuff. Maybe you've done some projects in the past. And when you say high end, that once again, it's a very subjective word, right? Mm-hmm. High end to some people could mean building a bench into the outdoor living space. It could be planter boxes. It could be a pergola. It could be spiral stairs. I would highlight some of the endeavors of things like accessories that you've put into your previous projects. I would make sure on places like, I know Facebook is near and dear to the majority of us, and Instagram. I would post pictures of these and, highlight the fact that this client was very in tune with outdoor living. Their interactions with their family were such that they can hang out, and they desire to hang out at their fire pit the majority of the year. So our company custom designed an outdoor living space with a feature of a fire pit. And they can see the sun set every day when they're out here eating dinner, and really create a style of life. What people aren't buying, they're not necessarily buying a product in the traditional sense. They're buying experience, and they're buying an enhancement in their life. And I think it's our duty as stewards of this to be able to help them fit that ideal as best as possible. There's something to be said for having the budget. Yes, we all understand that and get that. But really they're telling you what their wants and needs are sometimes. And sometimes it's hard to get that out. But asking some of the leading open-ended questions is another good thing in the sales process. Allowing them to really kind of guide that journey. Some people will have it drawn out and they'll just pass it across the table willingly. And then other people will really need you as the consultant in this circumstance, right? You're the expert, you're the consultant. And I know you know how to act like one, Pamela. But go ahead and volunteer some of those experiences you've had, and involve people like designers and architects as well, because they'll help you with that vision. It's about getting to that vision. And then the execution part, that's where you really shine in delivering the vision, what it is that they have. And then obviously documenting it at the end and presenting it out there.
I would say my take, and I wish that the listeners could hop on, and actually ask a question, live. I wonder
like a town hall, right?
Yeah, I wonder if we could figure that out. But thanks so much for the question, Pamela. I would say my big takeaway from what you said is, really looking at what you do is selling a lifestyle versus materials and stuff, and having a conversation in that way along, the lines of how are you really going to use it now and in the future too, I think is really important. So, but anyway, stop by my talk. Stop by my talk on October 22nd at DeckExpo. Stop chasing leads, create a marketing system that brings clients to you. And so Andy Henley, Tommy and Mike Mitchell, Tommy Holstein, Mike Mitchell, and me will be on this panel, Winning High-End Clients, the Art of Selling Luxury Outdoor Living. So I love the panels a lot because you get perspective from everyone. And it's great because there's no one way to do things. You know what I mean? Right. And we all come together with a different perspective and approach. And so I love the diversity of the information that you get when you attend a panel.
I'm going to tell you, you guys also feed off of each other, right?
Yeah.
When you get a bunch of people in a room, especially that have different experiences, you're going to feed off of each other. And something that Andy says is going to trigger something in your mind as to the way that you digest it and then decide to address it. So That's wonderful. Yeah. Definitely attend that.
By the way, all three of those guys are our clients at Deck Builder Marketers.
I mean, goes without saying, right?
Pretty cool, huh?
I love it. Great cast of characters.
So why don't we talk a little bit more about the contractor program? You want to talk about that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So at Trex, again, we pride ourselves on being a great and willing and valuable partner to the professional contractor. And again, that goes anywhere as small to providing things like samples and literature, really kind of some of the entry-level stuff, to education, whether that's out in the field, on an actual job, at the dealer yard or distributor yard, where we can do anything from demos to kind of small hands-on product displays. all the way to Trex University, which is our, for lack of a better way to put it, full immersion into our products and our company. We'll go through history. We show you the different product lines, the rationale behind them. We talk about the sales process, and maybe this product line is more efficient than what's currently on the market. Maybe this one is captured specifically that your clients will ask you for now or in the future. And some of the technologies behind the scenes, you'll get some real great intel. So when you do speak with those ultimate clients, you can share this knowledge in a very easy conversational or demonstration, and really shows that you're the expert. And when they hire you or when they ask you to come in and give them a bid. As far as our other contractor endeavors, I can say that our Trex Pro program, which is our endorsement of the professional contractor out there, has been really good at both highlighting folks' efforts out there in terms of their builds, their company, including things like their logo and what it is they bring to the market that's different and unique, the value they provide, obviously some examples of their work, but also the valuable leads and connections that we help them with, or decide to make that research on their own or connect them directly through our platforms. We've been doing this for the Trex Pro program is actually, I believe, going on 25 years of existence. So it's amazing, again, when you think back at the beginnings of the stuff, right? So we'll have a celebration and an acknowledgement of that. But we do a lot more for the professional contractor in terms of the backing of things like a labor warranty. So with each of our products, obviously they have a duration of either 25 or 50-year warranty and some spots in between there. But we also back our professional installers with a labor component on qualifying products, anywhere from a 1 to a 12-year backing based on those products are used and how they're used in conjunction. I'm always willing to provide more information on that. In addition to that, we have some business building tools that we can provide our professional contractors. They go anything from physical assets, think of postcards, mailers, things like vehicle and truck wraps, and we've even attacked the digital arena. So we have some assets there that can be extremely innovative, efficient, and really lead to some great results for impressions, clicks, and then ultimately leads, hopefully, for our customer base.
That's pretty powerful. Would you say that there's anything, I'm going to ask you, is there anything different about your contractor program versus some of the other manufacturers that you know of?
Yeah, I mean, I would have to go back to, obviously we have the kind of the blessing of being, it makes your brand better by proxy, right?
Yep.
The labor warranty certainly is a separator in a lot of ways, I can say. Some of the turnkey marketing options, I'm here to tell you, if you were to endeavor those on your own, and again, other companies do what they do, and I respect what it is they do. I can tell you ours is the most streamlined turnkey process that I'm aware of in terms of some very simply, a lot of times, just providing a logo and a start date, and we're able to execute through the third party or through our means at Trex, some really powerful marketing endeavors. So those are all willing and available. I can say we have a large field sales force that is ready, willing, and able to provide anything from product trainings to business consultation to really help our partners succeed and do better out there in the environment. And we do this linking arms, right? We realize what it is we do is we make a product and we help promote it. We want to help promote these businesses of different sizes, and we don't exclude anybody from the Trex Pro program. It's not a one size fits all. It's very dynamic. We're able to tailor our offerings. If somebody's proficient at marketing and very happy with what it is they do, I'm not going to ride you about using funding to do that. We're going to look at some other opportunities that are potentials. A lot of times we do get folks that maybe struggle a little bit in that arena or feel like they would like their presence to be different than it is currently. And we can really help them shine in those arenas. Just like, you, April, and your team can as well. There's some things that we can help do to get them over the hump, to bring them to the next level. And hopefully by proxy, do the same with us.
Yeah. So First of all, let me share this. I want to share my screen because this really
Sure.
puts it into perspective for the listeners. Now, I will tell you what I am sharing for anybody that isn't watching the video. So, give me 1 second here to pull this up here. So, these are search trends. Hold on, what happened? Why aren't you sharing? Do what
This
I
is
say. Do what I say to do.
this is technology again cooperating.
Yeah, I know. It's been a full week of technology issues for me. It's not sharing, right? It's okay. It's not working, but I'll show you, or I'll explain it. I really wish I could show it because it makes such a difference. But anyway, so what I did, if you go to trends.google.com and put in Trex decking, composite decking, and I just put a competitor, TimberTech decking, and you could see the search trends over time. There are just as many searches for Trex decking as there are for composite decking. So I always say that Trex is the Kleenex of composite decking, right? And so that really justifies that it's literally the same. TimberTech has, I would say, 10% of the searches compared to Trex. So when you talk about the benefits of the program, I would say the benefits of even working with Trex are the fact that the awareness is so, like, the brand awareness is so powerful, and I have this conversation. I don't know if I've told you this, but I have this conversation with our builders. Some builders don't use Trex. Okay. I'm sorry. Some don't, but
Yeah, that's
for
fair.
any of them, I still tell them, like, we need to talk about composite decking and have a Trex decking page on your site, even if that's not what you want to maybe that's not your, in your palette right now, because that's what people think of. They think of Trex when they think of composite decking. And so you want to bring people to your site that are interested in that. And then you as a salesperson could recommend, what you want to do. But all I wanted to say is that the brand is extremely valuable,
Yeah. No, you're right. 30 years of pain and billions of dollars, millions of dollars invested. That's what it brings you, right?
Yeah. So, all right. Well, any last words of wisdom, anything that we haven't covered that you would like to share with the audience about DeckExpo and your visibility there?
Yeah, no, listen, please come out, Deck Expo, come say hi, shake a hand, meet a new friend. We're excited to have you. We will be wandering the show floor as well. Again, attending some of the different seminars and speaking engagements. Definitely go to April's as well. Again, come see our new products, very climate resilient. So both, the heat mitigating technology, which is new, as well as we compliant, which is in these areas that have wildfires. We're very cognizant, and those products do their best to last in those environments. They're also very submersible, which are new things that we're highlighting. But yeah, come check us out, have some fun, enjoy the show. Everybody, safe travels out there. Yeah, appreciate the time and the candor, April. It's been fun.
Of course. Of course. So again, booth 3315, you'll be there, and your crew, I assume. So stop by. And I love that you said you can expect a friendly environment. That's pretty cool. That says a lot about your character and your integrity.
Absolutely. Thank you. Awesome.
So yeah, thanks so much. Your insights into the Trex products and the company's commitment to sustainability was amazing. And again, you did such a good job of, like, helping people understand how to plan before they even go so that they get the most out of it. So I appreciate that.
No worries.
For listeners attending Deck Expo, don't miss Trex booth. Again, 3315. It's in the North Hall. You'll be able to see the latest in composite decking, sustainable solutions, and experience live demos. Steve, we appreciate your time, and we cannot wait to see builders benefiting from Trex at the show.
Absolutely.
And if you want to catch me in action, I'll be speaking at those 2 sessions, both on Wednesday, 11 and 2 p.m. Stop chasing leads, create a marketing system that brings clients to you, and winning high-end clients, the art of selling luxury outdoor living. And while you're there, be sure to stop by our booth, the Deck Builder Marketers booth, 3115. We've got an ROI calculator. You could stop by. It just takes a couple of minutes. We'll talk about your growth goals, and we'll help you understand what you should be investing in order to move your business forward and what that return on investment will bring you. Your marketing, should you put $1 in, it should be bringing you a lot more dollars from the one you're putting in. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Totally worth your time to stop by. It'll show you exactly what your marketing budget can do for you in terms of leads and revenue. It projects 12 months of predictable growth for builders who want consistency. Plus, we're offering the book for free. So anybody that books a strategy call will get the book, and also an opportunity to get 15% off our setup fee, which is pretty cool. Also, if you're ready to take your business to the next level, don't forget to book your free strategy session with me. You can do that at deckbuildermarketers.com/get-started. Steve, over and out, man. Good to see you.
Appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. All right.
Yeah.
Safe travels. Right. Take care of yourselves. Thanks, everybody.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, deck building community. Enjoyed the show? Hit subscribe and give us your thoughts. We love hearing from you. Ready to level up your business? Visit deckbuildermarketers.com. Check out our services and let's build your success together. Don't forget to download our free guides. They're a game changer. Thanks for tuning in to We Love Deck Builders, and see you on the next episode.